All right, boys and girls.
All I ever wanted to do is scare the fuck out of people. Give the elderly heart attacks, make the children cry, grown men piss themselves. I liked the idea of cougars finger fucking themselves to some sick fetish that involves us monsters. Yes, I'm crazy, but I'm also an attention whore. So that's why I want to be a goddamn scary farm haunt monster. And this is my demented true story. Welcome to my Behind the Mask, where my id and superego and ego snorts your fears like a Hollywood night. Behind the Mask. This is chicken from Slaughterhouse, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. Eat people for a living. They say meat's the best source of protein. Well, shit. You know the good thing about human people? Y'all taste like spam.
You have a favorite weapon?
Machete.
What do they call you?
They call me chicken, but they call me chicken. Something, I don't know.
Do you ever get in cockfights?
Yeah, and I always win because I always end up cutting the rest of them off short.
You got the biggest cock.
Look at I can twirl this bitch too. Bam!
So my best moment from Haunt was when I was chasing this lady, this black lady who was like, must have been like 40 over by Dia, and I was chasing her and she ran in the bathroom and I waited for her outside the bathroom, and when she ran back out she told me to stop and stop chasing her because she felt sick, and the next minute she was like, "Hoo!" and I just walked away and I knew she was going to get sick, and later on I was told that there was puke all over my Dia, and it was definitely my doing, so sorry for anybody who stepped in it.
Nice. And what's your character's name?
Well, I'm Bubbly, and I go between a nerd clown, and I have a hand clapper and a whistle, and I just get all up in your face, and I want to be your friend, so.
This is the part where I jump up.
Wait for it.
Jump.
Whoa, I'm gonna take out all four of those girls right there.
Yeah.
So that is some sexual chocolate. He's not sliding.
Yeah,
he was aggressively pulling himself across the ground.
Yeah. Technically. Edward the Vampire has ruined lives for many vampires around the world. This is one of them. Poor guy has to work at ipso facto now.
Yeah, I would do that.
In the sunlight of all things, ironically. The streets, and they like.
Hey, this is him about ready to get. He's getting his scare stolen right now. Is what's happening.
So this is a good definition.
This is a perfect example of a stolen scare. So seaweed is really good. However, he came up and took it with that guy.
I don't know.
However, given about 5, 4, 3, see Joey come up and take his scare back right now.
Damn, you've been watching this for a while.
I love watching people scare. I recorded this stuff specifically to show good scares.
I never knew about stealing scares until I met this guy.
I am hungry as hell. Yes. Aren't we supposed to have our TC over here so we had this meeting? So I could eat? Right here.
All the clowns.
My first time.
You're still part of the family.
So I forgot to deal.
And Uncle Mike, ladies and gentlemen, is part of us. Can anything to say, Uncle Mike?
I like Han.
He carries a big stick.
That's what they say.
Ow, fucking ow. Yeah, those are blisters. Yeah, peep the one closest to my pinky toe, like on my right side. Yeah, that's a blister. That shit fucking hurts.
Slaughterhouse is the bloodiest maze, which, like, it was an advantage we had. We could be the goriest looking thing.
So it's blood and gore, basically.
Blood and gore and, well, cannibals. And cannibals are still scary, so it's nice to still have something still scary.
Was there any rooms that you liked the best?
My room, shit, dude. It's fucking, there's a corpse in the middle of the table, and you just, like, the last day we had at least 8 monsters, all eating corpse, and just the reaction on the guest faces was priceless.
Yeah, I heard Dante started that. He had, like, McDonald's food, and I guess he'd put it inside there, he'd eat it from there, like when the first year he started there.
I believe that. That's funny. I know a lot of guys used to use Laffy Taffy, too.
How many years have you been doing Haunt?
This was the end of my 6th, so on to number 7.
Do you make any noises, growls?
I got a few things. I was pretty much growling and monster talking most of this year.
Can I hear a little bit?
Alright, let me see if well, give me a line. Give me a line.
My butt itches.
My butt itches.
How about D Student Productions? D Student Productions.
D Student Productions.
What are some of the sayings or mantras of your maze?
Whose House came out a lot. Ending with Slaughterhouse. That was Chicken's thing. So,
what are some ridiculous props you've seen at Slaughterhouse?
My favorite is the one I made. I made a bouillon-based pot. And I distressed it and added blood to it and gave it a wood spoon. And I had the monster steering with the wood spoon and then trying to share it with people. That was a pretty fun prop.
Real quick, who's cuter, Craig, Jeff, or Tim?
Well, Tim is the most attractive probably, but he wants to be. So I'm going to go with that.
Who's second?
Jeff has a nice smile. Craig is respectable. Craig is like, I can't be attracted to Craig because he's super monster. He's like the ultimate. He's what everyone looks up to be someday.
Whose house?
Slaughterhouse.
I like how he does his shoe thing. Doesn't he? He does his shoe thing and then he like pokes his hand.
And he's such a little wee little man that's fast, so like he just like get up there and like his little small crevices like. This is the one thing I love monsters. I don't know why they're so anti like picture and video and stuff, but yet they try to find themselves on YouTube.
Day 1 of Haunt is done.
So, every time we think about it, there's always a place where things happen the most. I would have to say, from what I've seen, of course, possibly I'm partial, how can you tell? Boardwalk Streets can take and give back a scare like no one I've ever seen. People like the Boogeyman, Jokey, the face fucking clown, and yes, even Snowball every now and then gets off of his horse and dives and takes some kind of scare and passes it around to the smaller people. Although it's still not as bad as Santiago. There's nothing that will kill a scare than watching a monster that you totally thought was going after somebody try to mac on the blackout standing next to him. The problem with that is that making out with people isn't scary unless you're giving them something like gonorrhea. Anyway, moving on. So, coming back to the entire idea of why Boardwalk Streets can take back a scare, I have seen Jokey run into a crowd of people, have his scare taken by someone coming up with a gas container that's full of some kind of metallic pieces, and then he runs back in, skipping, does his little, hello, I'm pretty, dives in and, oh my god, it's a guard! Just takes off running. I have seen this man get gold from rocks. Sand. So, what else are we doing? Definition of stealing a scare. I guess it would have to be taking something that is just simply not yours. Attach C, no bad, drop it, I'll break it off. You didn't start it. I'm happy that you saw it was working. Come join, we'll chase them out together. But no, the next time I hear a shaker can, you! Scare stealing. Just no. Done. So says the mouth.